By the way, LeBron James had an interesting quote. Lakers now in a bit of a winning streak. They've won 5 of their last 6 games. Tyson Chandler, who LeBron told Magic, get me Tyson Chandler for the Phoenix Suns. He'd been sitting on rotten out in Phoenix, and he's come in and he's been a very good player. So LeBron James had a quote yesterday. He goes, listen, I haven't changed anything outwardly, but you know me, you know how I am. I almost cracked last week. I had to sit back and remind myself, hey, you knew what you were getting into. This process has been good for me. I just got to continue being patient. I believe this year LeBron is playing teacher. And I had great teachers in high school and junior high. I was really lucky. I had great teachers. I had good college professors. I had great teachers in junior high and high school. And I think teachers can size up kids really quickly. They know the kids that are fast and the ones that are a little slower, the ones that need help, the ones that are self-reliant, the ones that are a little needy emotionally. Teachers can size up classrooms couple of days. It doesn't take a good teacher to figure out the classroom. Okay? LeBron, similarly, is one of the smartest guys the league's ever had. He assesses things very quickly. He did in Miami. He did in Cleveland. He has assessed this roster, and I think the guy that's driving him crazy is Brandon Ingram, and it comes as a shock to me. Brandon Ingram's rebounds are down, assists are down, points are down. He's shrunk around JaVale McGee. He's shrinking around Tyson Chandler. He's shrinking around Rondo. He got into that fight. Remember when he threw a punch at Chris Paul, LeBron's best buddy? That's what guys do, fake tough guys. They throw punches at smaller guys in fights. Okay, Draymond Green goes after Steven Adams. He goes after big guys. He's not a fake tough guy. Fake tough guys, 6'11", go throw punches at guards, trying to prove to LeBron, I got dog, I got alpha. My belief is that Brandon Ingram, and LeBron has assessed this very, very quickly, is in trouble here. LeBron's figured out he doesn't have dog. Not big enough for the room. And with that, I bring in Rob Parker, teaching school at USC, the FS1 instigator, a man of many opinions.
Good morning, Joy. Good
so
morning.
What do you make of my LeBron?
Can I say this real quick?
All right, sure.
I do, real quick.
All right.
About teachers. When I was in second grade, I had a teacher named Miss Noble. Mm-hmm. This is a real story.
Yeah.
She pulled me aside one day, and she said, when you grow up, you should be a writer. She identified me as a 7-year-old and told me I should be a writer. And that's what I wound up being.
No,
Is that unbelievable?
My teachers were unbelievable. And
That's unbelievable to me.
By the way, your story is not rare. Teachers can identify very quickly the kids that need help, the kids that are self-reliant, the strong kids, the weak kids. I think LeBron, you'd have to admit this, he's a very smart guy. LeBron's a very, very smart guy. Doesn't mean he'd be a GM in the league, but he's a smart guy, knows players. I think he's assessed this lineup. I think he knows Brandon Ingram is his Andrew Wiggins.
He was supposed to be his Robin. That's what he came here. Everybody thought that Brandon would blossom with LeBron, and it just hasn't happened yet. Only thing I don't get is the whole idea or notion, Colin, that he said he was going to crack. I mean, basically, you helped Magic put this team together. It's kids and cast-offs. Did you really think you were going to run away with the Western Conference or something? It was going to be a struggle. Everything people talked about, Colin, before the season, like about this team, three-point shooting, defensively, all of it's come true. So how are you cracking? Unless he was going to crack because somebody asked him to play defense. Because, my goodness, he's not playing defense.
No.
And you can't expect the other guys to play defense when the top dog's not trying. And he's not trying.
No, I think a very fair criticism. It happened to Kobe, too. Kobe came into this league as a great defender. In the last 4 years, it was more of a suggestion than an actual commitment.
Did you see LeBron trying to play soccer the other day?
Yeah.
Just kicked his foot out. What was that?
Well, listen, you and Skip are very tough. Shannon and I, thankfully at this network, Nick Wright, Shannon and I, somebody's got to support LeBron.
That's okay.
And my takeaway on LeBron is when you say LeBron, everybody bangs on the decision. But the truth is he always makes the right decision. He left Miami and Wade and Bosh fell apart physically, like overnight. And he left Cleveland and are the worst team in the league. And the first time he left Cleveland, they were the worst team in the league. He gets this right.
This one I'm not so sure about, and I'll tell you why.
Why?
I still believe that if LeBron was more about winning championships, Colin, he would have gone to Philadelphia. And I say this from this standpoint. You got two stars there, young guys, who LeBron could have helped to win a championship his first 2 years, and as he aged, those two guys could have helped LeBron win a championship as LeBron gets older. I'm not convinced in the Western Conference and with the roster that's put together that they're going to win one championship, let alone multiple. So I think that LeBron this time opted for his family and Hollywood and a movie career and all that over really trying to win championships.
We know you've been very critical of Tom Brady.
I've just been right about Tom Brady. Do you remember before the season started? I told you this was going to happen.
You've been saying this for 7 years. Okay, listen. We know that Tom's older. We know that Tom needs stuff to mostly be in place to work. My issue when I look at New England is the AFC is better. Kansas City's a real team. Chargers a real team. Tennessee a real team. Watch out for Indy. Pittsburgh's outstanding. And the bottom line, they go to Tennessee. It's one of his former players. They're a pretty good football team. They just humiliated Dallas not too long ago. Why can't we just chalk this up to Tennessee's better than we think?
I get that. The problem is Tom Brady has one touchdown in the last 3 games. Colin, at no point this year would you believe that possible. And I'm talking about go read the tweets from the beat writers, not a hack at Fox Sports 1 watching on the weekend.
Couple of dopes like us.
Right? I'm talking about the guys who are there week in and week out. Read their tweets. They say Tom Brady's throwing knuckleballs downfield, that the ball's not getting there. These are the guys who are there every day. I respect those beat guys because they see it. And he's not the same guy. Go look at the numbers between Tom Brady and Brett Favre, both at age 40. At age 40, Brett Favre had a better year than Tom Brady had last year at age 40 when he won the MVP by default, when he won that. And then you go look at Brett Favre falling off the cliff at age 41 and where Tom Brady is now. And the other thing is the Patriots aren't good enough defensively, and Tom Brady can't cover up that defense because he's not at that level anymore. This is not a team. I know they're 7-3, and people just try to gloss over and go by the record. They've beaten a lot of bad teams. I get it. They're not good enough. They're not getting to the Super Bowl. Tom Brady is on the downside.
I will say this. I kind of looked at this weekend's loss as a so what, but I will say this. I don't think New England can go to Kansas City and beat the Chiefs.
100%.
I don't think they can.
They need home field.
They do. They
have any chance to do anything in the playoffs.
I totally
if they
agree.
don't have it, they will get knocked out the first road game they play.
And I'll say this about Pittsburgh. Both the Steelers, Tom Brady's history is we've never quite given enough credit to this. He gets a bye and then home field.
Yes.
He does. The last time, if you go look at Tom's road playoff record, it's not that great.
It's not good. It's hard to win road games in the NFL. I don't care who you are, and they've had the advantage.
You know what they remind me of? Popovich, Duncan, and the Spurs. They won one title when they were old guys. And then the last 3 years, you're like, they're not really, they're good, and they've got the aging star, and they've got the legendary coach. But they knew San Antonio could not go to Golden State and win a series. They needed home court advantage. They needed certain calls to go their way. I feel like with New England, if they don't get home field this year, they're not good enough to go on the road against the Chargers, the Steelers. Good God.
They have 3 road losses by double digits.
By the way, this game this weekend, and I don't think you're overreacting, it wasn't competitive.
No.
It was not a competitive game. New England was never physically in this game.
We saw that, too, when they went on the road against Detroit. That was another game where they just weren't in that game, and that might have been one of the best wins for the Lions, in a long time.
That was Matt Stafford's signature win.
That was his signature win finally after 10 years in the NFL.
Rob Parker, good stuff. Herd Hierarchy next. Thanks, Rob.
All right.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.